Greetings everyone, and welcome to LEGO Rewind, where we take another look at all retired LEGO themes. I don't typically do requests, but it's funny how things work out sometimes. Regular viewers have asked more than once if I'd ever make an episode covering LEGO's games, and, well, I already did that. Long before I started this series, I released a video in 2014 breezing through various LEGO games in rapid-fire fashion, focusing mainly on the LEGO Island and LEGO Racers series. It's not a very good video, my points lack substance, the jokes are forced, and my delivery isn't the best. I was still finding myself. I hadn't nailed my style yet, but the editing isn't that far off from what I'm doing now. It's like a lost episode. It's LEGO Rewind years before LEGO Rewind. I won't make it part of the series playlist, but I'll put it in the video's description. LEGO Island began as its own thing in 1997. The game is a fever dream where anything goes, but it was mainly confined to the island itself, this weird monolithic thing in a world of its own. 2001's LEGO Island 2 was part of the era where all of LEGO's different lines frequently intersected, and we've covered most of these themes already. While it was released in the 2000s, make no mistake, this is very much a 90s game. It just oozes that cheese, especially Pizza Boy himself here. Pepperoni's an interesting character. He's illiterate, but he's good at math. He skateboards, he's adopted, his missing father was an explorer. But my word, does he talk in a way executives in the 90s wished kids would talk. And just look at his design, it's engineered to be totally hip and radical with a loud primary colors, the elbow and knee pads, safety first kids, the headset with a camera on it, characters like Pepper and the Brickster, this one lone criminal on the island that an entire prison with one cell is dedicated to, were juggernauts in their day, right up there with Johnny Thunder and the rest. But it wouldn't take long for them to be forgotten. They were just so dated even at the time. Not surprising considering the Brickster is apparently 40 zillion years old. How does that even happen? A third game was released in 2002, and I think it may be the best of the three. This time Pepper's a stuntman performing in scenes for an action film, with the seemingly reformed Brickster playing the bad guy. At the end, Brickster shows his true colors again and attempts to use the Deconstructor to unbuild the entire LEGO world, creating a dimension where bricks are no longer affected by the forces that bind them. A chaotic endless storm of loose floating pieces unable to clutch together. Oh boy, that's pretty grim. It's the complete opposite of what President Business was trying to do in the LEGO movie. And with this final hurrah of a game came a line of LEGO sets. Yeah, how about that? This kid that LEGO pushed as one of their mascots for a while with all of his appearances in other games and media, finally got some actual LEGO sets to himself. What a concept, though the Brickster did appear a year before as a keychain to go with LEGO Island 2, and the Infomaniac was released in 1987, same year as the first game. LEGO Island Xtreme Stunts featured many of the builds that appeared in the game, so you could reenact your favorite moments from it. All except the plane. See, I'm pretty bummed they never made a set out of that. Maybe it was cancelled. There are about a dozen sets here if we're being generous and including polybags. The builds are kinda simple, like many were around the time. As I detail in episode 11, 2002 was when they released all those new pieces that were rounder, smoother, and wider than before, and they were eager to show off what new shapes you could make with them, which kinda clashes with the town aesthetic of the first two games. I'm not sure you could get away with a build like this nowadays, but it was mind-blowing at the time. We weren't used to this aesthetic. We'd grown up in a world where LEGO was lumpy and jagged and geometric. Needless to say, the price-to-piece ratio isn't great, especially taking inflation into account, but there's more to a set than piece count. LEGO sets seem to be getting higher and higher piece counts these days, but you notice how small many of those pieces are. Remember, this was in the days of Galador and Jack Stone and other lines being juniorized across the board, and this wasn't nearly as egregious as some of those other lines in these regards. This time our boys had some help. Brickster had a couple of other convicts backing him up, though I prefer his robots honestly, and along with this guy from the second game, Pepper was assisted by Sky Lane, who seems to be a spiritual predecessor to Lucy or Wildstyle. They're so similar, just look at how well the latter gets along with Pepper here. The sets had some striking color coordination. White and blue for the Brickster, orange and yellow for the Xtreme team, and some black for both. If recent LEGO lines have shown anything, making two factions complement each other is not as easy as some might think, but these colors work out nicely. The structures had some simple but functional gimmicks, like the fold-out ramps on the sides of this trailer for getting those, as the kids of today say, big ups. I think. And there were other details like this scalable wall that makes this feel like a movie set. They probably could have used those stunt sticks from the 2003 sports sets had those come a little sooner or this a little later. That seems like a big missed opportunity to me. I like the backgrounds, it's a very different take on the Lego Island. It seems like a bigger place here, though again it clashes with that purely brick-built feel that people knew it for. The line was short-lived, but honestly, I don't mind that. While it makes for shorter episodes, I cherish these smaller themes that don't go on for too long. Lately, Lego wants every original new theme to be this huge breakout hit like Ninjago, and then they have to cut these lines short when they don't meet expectations a couple of years in. I wouldn't mind more themes that go on for about a year, wrap up a complete story, and then we move on to the next experimental thing in more digestible bursts. Granted, Pepper wouldn't go out just like that. He stuck around for a while after this, appearing in a few city sets as late as 2009, with this one where he appears to be much younger, like in the first game. And of course there's this poster where, yeah, it's good to see him still around, corny and lame as he is in this day and age, though I'll take him over Max with that dumb permanent smile any day. If there was a new minifig based on Pepper, I'd like for him to have the mid-sized legs that are shorter than adult ones but still move. I just think it's fitting for teenage characters, though I doubt he's still a teenager now. If Brickster can apparently live forever, why not he? And don't think I didn't notice Nexo having its own Brickster. Lego must have thought we'd forget someone else where the name existed. Or maybe it's just a cheeky reference. The late 90s, early 2000s were a very different time. But if there's anything I can think of that might come close to being a modern counterpart, crazy as this sounds, it might be hid inside. Yeah, I know it heavily focuses on smartphones and the like, but I love the vibe of these builds. It's nice to go back to a more mundane setting, just a town near the water with a couple of kids going on adventures. See, this is one of those themes I'm talking about. If this only went on for a year, I'd be fine with that. Not because I don't like it, I just want to see more things like this. I want to see what else Lego can come up with. Also, this character is totally referencing Pepper. I mean, look at them. But you know, there's this 30-year cycle going on where our culture seems to repeat itself on loop. The 80s saw numerous throwbacks to the 50s, cause that's what people were nostalgic about. And this decade, we went right back to the 80s. And now, we're due to loop back around to the 90s. Heck, it's kind of already started. So who knows, maybe characters like this will start to become a thing again. If there's anything I feel has been lost since their day, it's that crossover appeal of all the different Lego worlds. We get a bit of that in the movies, but mostly licensed franchises in the case of Lego Batman. I think the Lego Movie 1 and 2 come the closest to recapturing that feel of all these unique Lego aesthetics being connected. It's a nice microcosm of all those things in one theme. But what I'd give to go back to the days where it could be more than just that. Many lines coexisting and converging instead of just one every now and then like Nexo are hid inside while Ninjago continues to thrum on in the back. Corny as it sounds, there was something magical about characters like Johnny Thunder or Cedric the Bull all kind of coexisting. It made them more memorable. And we may not ever see anything on that level again. But who knows? Maybe that 30-year cycle will bring a new era of just that. I'll try to be more optimistic next episode. That's it for today. If you want to support my work, please consider my graphic novel series, Planet Ripple. You can buy the books on Amazon or read an early draft of the first book for free. Links to everything in the description. Next, we'll go to one of the first Lego themes I was ever introduced to. Toodles!
Pickle brain, monkey breath. Mom can't say anything because I'm not touching fish.
What if you could change anything you wanted?
I love you, little bro.
You can in Lego Island, the new CD-ROM game. It's an entire Lego world where you chase a Lego villain, build and race Lego vehicles, and change everything from the landscape to people's attitudes.
You're the coolest brother.
Even the music. The new Lego Island CD-ROM game.